Go over diagnosing single-phase small compressors. A lot of compressors are changed out and they're not actually bad. So I'm going to go over all the process you need to check before you condemn the compressor. Single-phase compressors got to have a capacitor to start them up. So the first thing you need to do is check the capacitor. Now if the thing's been running or had power on it, before you check the capacitor, you need to make sure it's discharged. This is why you always discharge the capacitor, because it could blow your meter out if you leave it charged before you try and check it. With your meter set on microfarad, check it and see what you have. This one's 242 microfarad and it's rated between 243 and 292. So this one's good. Next, you need to check to make sure your overload relay is good. You should have continuity through it. So that's good. Next, check for shorts to ground. Go anywhere on the compressor where you can ground it and make sure there's no shorts on it going to ground. And this one has no shorts to ground, so that one's good. Next, check zones on the compressor. Between common and run, you have 0.9. You should have double that between common and start. .5. It's a little high. In between start and run, you should have the two added together. So 3.5, whatever. Alright, so the winding is fairly good, so that's the problem. This compressor uses a current relay, and you should not have continuity, and this one's good. Next, you need to put all the components back on, put your amp meter on the common wire, and see what the thing does after you've cooled it off. You should let it cool off for quite a while, or put ice over the top of the compressor, because it won't start when it's hot. Alright, so this compressor started. It's pulling 16 amps. It should be pulling more like around 6, because it's a small little compressor. If it was pulling 40 something, it'd be lock rotor, which would tell you you've got a broke rod and it's mechanically stuck. Next, we got your amp meter around the start capacitor wire to make sure the start capacitor is pulling amps, and then make sure it kicks out of the circuit, which will tell you that the relay's good. Alright, so it pulled amps and then the amps dropped, so that's doing what it's supposed to do. So the relay and the capacitor are good. So we'll start it up again with the amp meter on the common wire again. And it's still pulling way too many amps for the size of the compressor. This compressor is a Tecumseh AE4460U. Pulling this compressor up online, it says the run load amps, it should be 8.9, and it was pulling 14, 15. So it's either got tight bearings or some kind of winding problem or whatever. It's not, it doesn't have mechanical broke anything, but it's going to kick off on protector before it runs too long. So this compressor is bad.